What if I told you there's a bank in Panama that actually likes crypto? That's right. While most banks are running from digital assets, Towerbank is doing the exact opposite. They're embracing the future and helping people bridge the gap between traditional banking and the world of cryptocurrency. And leading this charge is my guest today, Gabriel Campa, the head of digital assets at Towerbank. Since 2022, Gabriel has been pioneering the integration of blockchain technology into everyday banking, creating innovative tools that make crypto more accessible, secure, and practical for real people. His flagship project blends a crypto wallet with a traditional US dollar bank account, giving clients the freedom to move effortlessly between digital and fiat currencies. With his background in architecture and a passion for innovation, Gabriel brings both creativity and structure to the fast-evolving world of fintech, helping Towerbank become Latin America's most crypto-friendly bank. Whether you're looking for a home for your crypto wallet or you're just crypto curious, this interview may just change the way you think about banking and your financial future. Welcome to the Panama Podcast, from dreaming to doing. I'm your host, Melissa Darnay. If you want insider tips on living, investing, and having a blast in Panama, go to choosepanama.com and snag your free copy of Panama Uncorked. Gabriel, welcome to the Panama Podcast. Cheers.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Let's start with the basics. For those brand new to crypto, can you explain in simple terms the difference between crypto, blockchain, and Bitcoin?
Okay. Blockchain is the underlying ledger, right?
So the technology.
The technology behind it. But look at it as an order book that cannot be modified. Okay. Crypto is the general term of digital assets. And Bitcoin is the OG of crypto, right? It was the first one created, and it's the one that today we see as store of value and others see as payments. But the underlying core behind it is store of value. There's only 21 million, more cannot be printed, and is the only one that's truly decentralized.
How many different types of crypto are there?
I saw there's more and more.
There are, you have different layers, right? So you have layer 1, layer 2, layer 3s. Layer 1s, which are like Bitcoin, there's probably 10 main ones, and then you have a whole bunch of copies all over the place. And out of there, you mount maybe 90,000, 99,000 cryptos, all meme coins. But honestly, I've been speaking to a lot of people in the community, and most believe that 99% of them will disappear sooner rather than later, because there's no use for them. There's no utility behind them.
So the people who've invested in those...
Well, some have been lucky and they made a lot of money. I know of a person, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, he invested in a meme coin, $3,000 called Shiba Inu. He made, the value before he sold it was $55 million.
What?
When he was able to sell it all, I think he ended up getting like $25-30 million.
Oh, not a bad investment.
Yeah, no, for 6 months. Yeah, there's cases like that, and that's one of the biggest problems that crypto has, because there's very funny cases and people have been very, very lucky. That is easy to tell people, hey, you're going to make a lot of money with this, and then they go the wrong way.
And then on the opposite side, there's people who've invested and it's gone poof.
Oh yeah, I know people that have lost. I have a friend that lost around $60,000-$70,000 in a stable coin. I've known people to lose $7,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. I've lost money. We've all lost. All the people that have been here for a while, we've all lost money.
Okay.
So what was your drive to bring this to Panama and have it easily accessible?
Yeah. Around 4 years ago during the pandemic, I had nothing to do. So like many of us.
No one was going to the bank?
Yeah, no one was going to the bank. No one was, actually, I wasn't in the bank yet. I was in another company of the group. So didn't leave home. So I started watching a lot of YouTube, a lot of Twitch. Crypto got again very famous, and I started to learn about it, and I started mining crypto. I started mining Ethereum with video cards. And I'm very technological, but I had to ask a lot of questions because you had to configure the graphic cards in a certain way, and not all graphic cards are the same. So the temperature, it was a lot of troubleshooting. But I went to these channels, to these YouTubers that were crypto miners, and I started asking questions, and I started noticing that the community was very open to help. Right? They didn't mind the competition. They welcomed the competition. They wanted more people to get involved, and because the more people get involved, the more adoption there is. A
high sea raises all boats.
Exactly. Right? So I saw the openness of this community. I was like, this is interesting. And I got very involved in it. And over 3 years ago, the bank was doing their 10-year strategic plan. And I've always been exposed to the bank in some shape or form. And they asked me, hey, come to the bank, given you're not doing anything. And we want you to participate in the strategic plan because I'm not a banker. I studied architecture.
Okay.
So they wanted my out-of-the-box thinking of what we can do next in the bank. And we discovered a lot of people in the community and the clients of the bank were using crypto. We noticed it by
mostly expats or Panamanians and expats?
There was both.
Okay.
There was both. Towerbank is a corporate bank. 54 years in business, mainly high net worth individuals, AAA clients in the region. It was not a retail bank.
Okay.
So most of the clients were investors or business owners, the free zone, foreign companies. So by their credit card transactions, we noticed that they were using crypto. So we started asking them questions and understanding what they were doing, and we discovered a business opportunity. We didn't know exactly which one was the business opportunity, but we discovered a business opportunity. So the president of the bank asked me to lead the new business for the bank and create the new business for the bank. So I've been doing this for over 3 years.
Which isn't that long, but in crypto, it's quite a long time.
Especially in the past 3 years, that things have been changing very, very fast.
We've been noticing it, more in our clients, more and more asking if we do accept crypto and can we do exchanges and so forth.
Real estate transactions in crypto.
It's starting to happen a lot, especially because you have a lot of movement happening in the world right now. Before, you had a lot of crypto investors that were going to Miami, going to New York, going to Texas, going to California. And for the past couple of months, they're starting to go to Europe. They're starting to go to Central America, South America. But it's the same. It's the same population that's trying, and there's also more people that got in early or got in 2, 3, 4 years ago, and now Bitcoin is worth 200% more, and now they want to see what they can do with it. And at the end of the day, Bitcoin, especially Bitcoin, is a great asset for that.
So what does it mean when Towerbank calls itself crypto-friendly? What does that actually mean?
Okay. That started when I announced in May 2022 to 50 people that we were a crypto-friendly bank. And the reason why I did it is, first of all, that meeting was to better understand what the community needed from the bank as a product, as a service.
Who are these select 50 people?
50 people from the community that we met. We contacted several leadership, let's say known people of the community, and they organized 50, 60 people to come to the bank to better understand their needs, what problems they were facing, what the bank can do, and better understand it because it was very, very new. I mean, I've been in this for 3, 4 years. These people have been in it for 5, 10 years, right? I'm still learning. And I learn every single day, different things. So we had these people to come, and this meeting happened a few days after the president of Panama vetoed the crypto law that was going to be passed. And the banking association and the banking superintendent at that time recommended that law should be vetoed and that they were against crypto.
Which a lot of countries are doing. It's not unusual.
A lot were doing it, and now they're changing their mind.
Okay.
And I can go back to some countries that were, last year it was prohibited, and now they're opening the doors. And I'll explain to you why.
But was Panama one of the countries that was sort of leading the charge of saying yes?
Panama never said yes or no.
How Panamanian is that?
That does not surprise me.
But that's good. That's very good. because that's allowed us to do what we do.
Okay.
Given that there's no yes or no, has given us the freedom to be able to build this business the way it should be built and really understand it.
Okay.
So one of the things of that meeting is that I didn't notice. It was my first time speaking in public. And there was somebody with a phone doing a live Instagram. And it went viral. The next day, it went viral. It went crazy. And that's where the crypto-friendly word came from.
Okay.
Right? It wasn't really, so they called it the crypto-friendly bank account. And what does it mean to be crypto-friendly?
That was my next question.
At that phase, it was allowing crypto users or crypto institutes to deposit the funds related to their crypto. Right, okay. So they would sell it in P2P, like in a Binance, or they sell it to another person, or they'll sell it in an exchange when that was still possible to fiat, and they can wire transfer the funds to us. We just need to know what crypto it was, how much they had. We used certain tools to be able to verify the transaction, make sure it was not related to any illicit activity. But that's what I meant, because at that time, if you told the bank you were working with crypto, they would close your account.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
So that's where the crypto-friendly word gets its strength, because banks were closing accounts to people that use crypto.
Now, when you are tracking the account and someone sells crypto, you say, okay, we're going to check this transaction. Do you actually go one step further back and find out where they got the money to buy the crypto?
Yes. At the end of the day, we apply traditional banking regulation.
Okay.
Right? Something that I tell regulators and investigators and other banks is there's no major difference between traditional banking and crypto when it comes to compliance and anti-money laundering.
Okay.
Actually, it's easier because each of you can send crypto to each other, but the same way as you give cash to each other, right? The only thing is, I can see the transaction in crypto on the blockchain. I cannot see the cash transaction, right? So at the end of the day, the way we're doing it is, I don't need to know who you're giving money to. For example, I just spoke to a couple of friends, and we're going to a work event, and we're going to go to a concert. He's buying the ticket for me. I'm going to send them a wire transfer. I'm going to give them the cash, or I'm going to send them USDT, a stable coin.
Right.
So what we've done is we focus on your profile, on your habits of transacting. So at the end of the day, what we're verifying in the crypto transaction is that her wallet is not sanctioned, is not flagged, right?
You bad girl.
That's what we're verifying, because that's what really matters,
right?
Right? Because it's microtransactions, $50, $100. That's not. For example, you go to the U.S., they say if you send more than $10,000, you have to report it and all that stuff. But really, banks, they're not looking at the $10,000 transactions. They're looking at the $9,000, $8,000 transactions. Because those are people that are trying to go under the limit. Under the limit. Right?
Well, it's like credit card fraud. They do a small charge.
Exactly. So what gets flagged are the small charges, not the large charges. I travel around the world. My credit card company in the U.S. has never blocked a transaction, and I use it all over the place.
Yeah, he was telling me his travel schedule. It was like Australia, Argentina, Miami.
Yeah, I travel all over, and that's what we do. At the end of the day, we apply traditional banking regulation. We follow very closely U.S. regulation. We follow very closely European regulation, because they're more advanced in when it comes to crypto regulation. But what we've learned...
More advanced than the U.S. or more advanced than Panama?
Europe is more advanced than the U.S.
Okay.
They have a real law established for the European Union. But at the end of the day, banks don't need regulation to do this. We've been doing it for hundreds of years. It's the same rules. It's just newer technologies. It's thinking a little bit different. But at the end of the day, underlying thing, it has to make sense. Right? We had, I'll tell you a scenario we had a few years ago. It was an Italian law firm. I think it was an Italian law firm. They were representing a country, and they were going to do oil perforation. And somebody in that country wanted to finance the operation. It was going to be with a U.S. oil company. So, okay. U.S. oil company, they should have everything in order. We just need to have the documentation. But where did the red flag come? They presented us two wallets. One with $2 billion and one with $1 billion. And we were like, no.
It should have been in one wallet.
No.
Is that the red flag?
It was the amount. Who has $3 billion in Bitcoin?
Well, we don't.
We don't.
Nobody in the right side has $2-3 billion. I mean, that would finance that operation. Like no one in that country should have $2-3 billion except a certain group of people that we're not going to do business with. All right, so that was the red flag.
Okay, the amount.
What's
the typical amount that people have in their crypto wallets?
We have all different types of clients. I have a client. He's an expat. He travels all over the world. You're going to laugh how he got into Bitcoin. His wife was taking his money. She was spending his money. And he discovered Bitcoin where he can store his money and no one can take it. This was many, many years ago. And
how much has he saved since then? I wonder.
I don't know. I don't know exactly how much he has, but I know he has. He doesn't have to work the rest of his life.
Yeah,
let's just say that. He travels around the world. He started storing his money in Bitcoin. It started getting value over time, and now he's enjoying life.
So walk us through the process.
Yeah.
I have a Bitcoin wallet, hypothetically, and I want to open a Towerbank account where I can utilize this. How does that work?
I looked online, I want to say, because I wanted to see how difficult it was. You can do it online.
Yeah.
Well, you submit your stuff online, and then what's the process from there? Because I know you can go in person. So we're either submitted online.
If you can do this online, that I don't know any bank account I can open.
I know
online.
That's why I want to know what the next step is after we've submitted our papers. Our
if everything is in
documents.
order, your account is open in 10 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane. And I would like to say too, when I submitted my inquiry, I had a response within 5 minutes. It's very fast. My question was
it an auto response, or do you think it was a real response?
I don't know. So from the service team,
I'm not going to say.
It doesn't matter. But I asked, I would like more information on opening a crypto-friendly account. And I got a response, and they told me the steps and exactly how to do it and what I needed. It's like, this is way too easy.
Now, is she going to be flagged somewhere for having a crypto account?
No.
Those days are gone?
Yeah, those days are gone. It's at the end of the day, yes, there is illicit actors in digital assets. Yes, there's illicit actors in cash. Right? But I tell everybody, this is the worst place. Digital assets is the worst place to do illicit activity. You will get caught.
Yeah.
Maybe not today, but sooner or later you will get caught. For example, Australia, a few years ago, they started figuring out how they're going to tax digital assets. And what they told the Australian citizens, you have to report the past 4 years. And they better do that, because if they do one transaction with the government or the bank, and they do an analysis and they find something before, which they will, digital assets, crypto, Bitcoin was not created to hide your money. It was not created to evade taxes. It was created to bring back control to the user. Right? When was Bitcoin born? Was born after the financial crisis. Right? When all the banks, most of them failed, people lost money, and people lost trust in the financial system. That's when Bitcoin was born. That was the underlying reason why it was created. It's not to hide things. It was not created. Bitcoin,
to protect.
Yeah, exactly. Bitcoin is pseudonymous. It's not anonymous.
Okay.
What does it mean to be pseudonymous? I don't know the true owner behind the wallet, but I know the wallet. I can trace all the movements.
Okay.
Right? But at the end of the day, when you open an account and you trade and you interact with a wallet, an external wallet out of the bank, you're saying that wallet belongs to you.
And that goes, I think, hand in hand with my next question, because there's a lot of people who still think crypto is risky or unregulated, but it sounds like the regulations are catching up.
It is risky. I'm not gonna say that it's not risky, and it's risky for many reasons. First of all, it's still very volatile, and there's many cryptos that, for example, there was one 2 or 3 days ago. It was really well known in the mining community, And the founders of the project came up and said, no, we cannot handle the operation anymore. We're going to close shop. The price plummeted in seconds. All right. All the holders of that, I think it was called CASPA. All the holders of that have nothing. And that's where regulation is necessary. Right? We have to start regulating this. Regulated actors have to get involved. Because I know a lot of people in the fintech community, they have very good intentions, right? They really want to do things right, but most don't have the knowledge that a bank has.
And how do you regulate something that is multicultural, that crosses all these different countries? Who's in charge?
That's going to be the interesting part. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure how that's going to be done. I've spoken to many regulators. But we have to start somewhere, right? At the end of the day, banks are going to be a major player in that because at the end of the day, I'm speaking to other banks in other countries of how we can work together with digital assets. And I was speaking to one the other day, and I was like, all right, how can we work together? Well, because at the end of the day, we need to know where the money's going. Because at the end of the day, okay, you're regulated, I'm regulated. My clients are going to interact with your clients in our own system. Right? So at the end of the day, you know who's going to receive the funds. You know who is going to send the funds. If I detect something, I'll tell you. If you detect something, you tell me. All right. So banks are going to start figuring it out how to. But at the end of the day, and I hear this from my correspondent banks, it's not preventing 100%. It's mitigating the risk. Right. If I detect the illicit actor today, or I detect them in a month, I detected him. That's what's important.
If you're sitting there thinking, I need to get ahead of the curve, don't wait. Hit subscribe right now. When you subscribe, you're not just watching, you're part of our insider community. We'll keep you in the loop with the latest scoop on everything Panama, from new laws and investment opportunities to the everyday tricks that help you live your best life. Because here in Panama, things move fast, and the people who stay informed get ahead. How long do you think it'll take before really it is a regulated, secure form of currency?
It's going to take a while because you still have countries that are not...
Years or decades?
I think years.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, it has to be done, right? The U.S. already changed their posture. Europe is going very fast. Brazil has very good regulation on digital assets. Argentina is very close to having it. They're just waiting to change. The situation in the country still has to change.
Right.
Right. I believe that if the current president gets reelected, things will change a lot faster.
Okay.
Bolivia is that country I told you last year. It was prohibited, but they got into crisis. They have no dollars. And the government decided to open the doors to digital assets, to stable coins, because that's the way that companies and people are surviving. And actually, we're opening hundreds of accounts right now in Bolivia of companies and people. Really? Yeah, and they buy stable coins in the market, and they open an account with us, and they send it. They have a US dollar account that has a debit card and a 4% savings account that they can use anywhere around the world.
So it sounds like Towerbank has clients from everywhere.
I even have a client which is Doctors Without Borders in Pakistan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking at the map where we monitor all our clients where they live to have an idea of the demographics. And one day I see one very close to Afghanistan, that region. I call my head of compliance, like,
who's that?
What country is that? What country is that, Dot? And who is he? And he's a Doctors Without Borders, and he uses digital assets to live.
Have you found that it's one country is dominant, like United States or somewhere in Europe? Or
look, the dominant nations are nations that have high inflation.
Okay, that's interesting.
Right. For example, Turkey.
So that's why Argentina,
Turkey, Brazil, Colombia, Peru.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, most economies operate are on the euro, on the US dollar, or the yen. Right? Those are the top three currencies. They're the most stable. Why are you going to go to digital assets, to stable coins, when you're
on one of those three?
If you're one of those three. Right.
I'm going to switch gears for a moment. I want to talk about your proprietary platform, and I think it's called ee-kee-hee.
Yeah.
And that's from the Japanese word?
Ikigii, correct.
Ikigii. Tell us about that.
Okay. Ikigii is, I think I can still say this, is the first and only digital platform or ecosystem that joins both worlds, traditional finance, banking, and digital assets. So you can convert your crypto to dollars in seconds and convert your dollars to crypto in seconds. It's open loop, so you can send crypto anywhere around the world. It comes with a debit card. It is one experience, one platform created by a bank.
And it's an app.
It's an app.
What's the cost?
It's a traditional banking account. There's no cost to use the app. There's cost for converting your digital assets to dollars or dollars to digital
What is
assets.
that cost?
Retail, it starts in 2%.
Okay.
But it varies depending on the volume of the client it's moving.
Okay. So it could be more, it could be less.
It can be less. The top is the highest is 2%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're moving a larger amount, then it would be less.
Yeah.
How long has that been up and running?
Well, we launched the app finally April 23rd
Of this year?
of this year.
Okay.
It took almost 2 years to build it. And very soon we're going to have a very nice update for everybody on a new solution that the app is going to be bringing, which is Bitcoin-backed loans.
Oh, wow. And it sounds like with this ee-kee-hee platform, you can just do normal things like pay bills online,
Yeah.
transfer money to friends.
It's a traditional bank account. You can do SWIFT transactions, local transactions in Panama, and digital assets, USDT, Bitcoin, and Ethereum.
So when someone opens a crypto account, do they have, what sort of compliance do they go through?
Traditional banking compliance, right? We ask you for if you work, your.
I just looked it up earlier. I had it in my email. It's just the normal.
Like
Normal KYC for a client.
Occupation.
Occupation,
where you work,
where you work, how much do you make,
yeah.
Where do you live, where do you send your money, basic questions, and then you start. If I'm not mistaken, the minimum that you start with $10,000. I think it's $5,000 or $10,000 a month in transactions.
Okay.
Plus $50,000 global. So you can the first year you can do like 130,000, 140 like to start.
Now, what happens if someone is buying real estate with Bitcoin and it's going to be more than $134,000? How does that work?
At the end of the day, like any other transaction, they have to justify the funds.
So if they open an account and they buy a condo for $500,000,
Yeah.
if they have a promise to purchase, then they can go ahead and do that transaction.
Yeah, with no problem. And the other day, we would have to understand the client and where did he make the $500,000. Basic, really questions where you're going to pass through the same process that you go through today to buy a real estate in Panama with fiat, right, through a bank. You're going to go through the same process with crypto.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it has to make sense. We verify the wallet, make sure that. And at the end of the day, what the real estate agent wants and the owner of the property wants is dollars. Right, so we take care of that transaction.
And I want to go back to this compliance bit just a little bit, because if I have a client who is buying, again, that $500,000 condo, the compliance is going to go back 6 months.
Right.
With their crypto, if they've had that in their account for 6 months, do you go back further and still see the provenance, or is 6 months enough?
No, at the end of the day, for example, let's go back to that kid that invested $3,000 and made $25 million.
Okay, right.
Right? I think that's a great
Lucky
example.
kid.
Yeah. Anybody can justify $3,000. Not many people can justify $25 million.
Right.
So what we would have done is go back to all the way where he had $3,000 invested. I was like, hey, okay, it all started here. That's why he has $25 million.
Okay.
Right? So we do that analysis of does it make sense, and you can come with 50, 100, $200 million. If you invested in Bitcoin in 2009, you can have that amount of money. And if I go back on the wallets and I see, okay, this all started here, it never changed hands. Great, hey, let's do business. You have $200 million.
Call me. You have $200 million. Call me, please.
Right? But at the end of the day, it's not that different. The only thing is we have much more visibility. But it's the same questions. The other thing is, for crypto native users, we understand their business, so we know what to ask them. and for people that just got involved into it. But one of the things that we do is ask questions first, then make a decision. We're not like we're going to shut down everything and stop you. We're keeping the human factor into the automation.
Okay, that's nice.
So for real estate specifically, and this might go back, I'm sure it goes back to the compliance thing. Have you seen a difference in the amount of time it takes if they're using traditional, let's say US dollars versus crypto? Does it take longer to go through the crypto process?
Crypto compliance?
Yes.
No.
No?
Actually, that we've been working very, very hard in the past 3 years to make that a change. I mean, when I got into the bank, it could take an hour and something to open an account, and it will take the business team like 2 weeks to get all the paperwork cleared. Now it takes 15.
Is that in Panama?
Yeah. Yeah. I was saying the happy path. Happy path, an hour to open an account. 2 hours to open an account. But now it's 15 minutes to go through the entire onboarding process, and if everything checks out, you got an account.
Buying real estate in Panama isn't like buying back home. What you don't know can cost you. Before you search for properties online that might or might not be as advertised, go to choosepanama.com/contact and schedule a free 30-minute call. Our white glove service takes the stress out of buying abroad. When you have a regular account with US dollars in Panama, there's an insurance up to a certain amount.
Yeah.
Is crypto insured the same way?
No. Well, we did something different. The bank doesn't buy, doesn't sell, and doesn't custody crypto. What we did is that we have a trust, a regulated trust that holds all the digital assets, does all the digital asset transactions. So if all the Bitcoin that's custodied in Ikigii is in that trust under your name as a client, the bank doesn't use it for any other operation. So there's no need to have a let's just say that it's all one-to-one, right?
Okay.
Actually, there's a bit extra of the we've purchased stable coins just to keep our operation 24/7, but it's all there. Like, we're not going to grab your Bitcoin and give it to somebody else.
Okay. So therefore, it's not insured until you convert it to dollars.
Correct.
Okay.
But it is custodied in a trusted custodian and regulated in the United States, which does have an insurance. Right. So we don't do the custody in-house. We use a trusted regulated custodian in the United States.
So if Towerbank has historically been a commercial bank, and now you're a crypto-friendly bank, what about the regular people, the retail people like us?
No, they're still doing business
You like
with
us?
Yeah, definitely. We're still doing business, but at the end of the day, given Towerbank being a small bank or medium-sized bank in Panama, the larger banks are way more competitive than us.
Okay.
Right. So, for example, house loans, car loans, people don't come to us for that. Our traditional clients do because they like working with us. But if you're really finicky and getting the best interest rate, we're not really your bank in traditional finance. In digital assets is a whole different story.
Some banks in Panama, in fact, more than some, don't like Americans because of FATCA. Is Towerbank American friendly?
Well, Towerbank is owned by U.S. citizens. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. I'm a U.S. citizen. CEO is a U.S. citizen. President of the bank is U.S. We're all U.S. We've mainly focused. Our main business for many, many years has been international business. This hasn't been local in Panama. Yes, we have local clients, but most of our business has been corporate banking outside of Panama.
Okay. So one of the things when an expat, a U.S. citizen, wants to come get residency, they have to have a bank account.
Correct.
So that's all part of the dominoes that leads toward getting residency. So are you very friendly toward the people who really are going to have a savings account, maybe $10,000, $5,000 in it?
Yeah. It's we are a true believer that in the case of digital assets, it was made for everybody. For example, one of the key things of the Bitcoin backed loan, which we're already offering it, but we're going to launch it in the app in a few weeks, is imagine your daughters just graduated from the university. Who the heck is going to give them a loan?
I hope nobody. We loan them enough.
Right? Or they just graduated from high school. Who's going to give them a loan to pay for university?
Right.
It's very, very difficult to get that.
Difficult.
But if you bought them Bitcoin a few years ago, they can come with that Bitcoin, come to the bank, ask for a loan. It's going to take them 5 minutes to get the loan. No questions asked.
Okay, I want to say to my ex-coworker, Brandon, I'm so sorry for giving you such a hard time about this. We made fun of him. We tortured him. This was way back when it first came out. And we were like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
He's still a holder, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he should be very happy.
He is happy.
He's on his yacht waving, saying, Stacy who?
There's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people like that. We're talking about there's around 1,000 new billionaires
Whoa.
in the next couple of years.
And I've heard that there's I just did a podcast on this, a millionaire migration, whereas Panama's getting about 300 new millionaires per year moving here.
Yeah,
because it's so friendly.
Panama is very attractive. At the end of the day, it's U.S. dollar. As I travel a lot, I can connect to most of the world with one stop at least, maximum one stop.
Right.
It's safe. It's very centric. You got beautiful beaches. You got beautiful properties. I mean, I've been living here for 29 years, and honestly, I've traveled around the world, and I wouldn't. I love touristing all over the place, but I wouldn't live anywhere else.
Yeah, this is home. For those people who are watching this podcast and they're curious, but they're nervous, what would your advice be to help them take that first safe step into crypto?
Baby steps. Don't invest more than what you're willing to lose. There's always a risk that it can go to zero.
Yeah.
That's how I started. That's not today. Well, I'm more heavily invested in Bitcoin today, but honestly, if I lose it tomorrow, I'm not going to be on the street, right?
Right.
And that's one rule that I'm going to have to work for a couple more years, right? I won't be able to retire in the time frame that I want to retire, but I won't end up in the street, right? And I think that's a rule that should all follow because there is a risk. And the other thing is, yes, ask around, watch YouTube. There's very, very good influencers out there on YouTube that really talk about it, and they're very knowledgeable. But at the end of the day, do your own research. Honestly, if you don't understand it, don't get involved.
That's great advice. What's next for Towerbank's digital asset division?
Okay, well, we have a lot of products in the lineup. First one is Bitcoin-backed loans. That's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks, but we're already offering it manually. We have the 4% savings account that pays you annually.
I did see that, yes.
We're going to start paying in Satoshis. So if you don't want to get it back in Bitcoin.
Okay.
Satoshis is like the cents of Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin is divided by 8 decimals.
Okay.
So under 1 is called Satoshis.
Okay.
So we're going to be paying that in Bitcoin.
I almost said bless you when you said it.
So that's gonna be coming out in the next couple of weeks as well. We're gonna be launching a debit card that's tied directly to your digital assets. Dynamic overdraft. So imagine your fridge breaks, you have to go buy a new one. You haven't sold that property yet, and the money's gonna come in a week, 2 weeks. You can give your Bitcoin. We'll give you an overdraft. You buy the fridge, use it for 5-6 days. Once you get the payment, you cover the position, you're good to go.
It sounds like science fiction. Yeah. Right?
So, and I have another question because you mentioned credit cards. So, do you see more retail operations accepting this?
Yeah. For example, one thing that we did, and we announced it at the beginning of the year with the mayor of Panama.
Mayor Meyer.
Mayor Meyer, yeah. We made an announcement, and that's still in the process of getting approved by the controller. But he came to us like, hey, I want the municipality of Panama to start receiving payments with crypto. So we had the technology, and we built it for them. And at the end of the day, the beauty behind this, first of all, it didn't cost anything for them to acquire it. It had no cost for the municipality. It had no cost per transaction for the municipality.
Wow.
In difference to paying with credit card, where they have to pay 2 or 3%.
Of course.
The cost was directly to the user, and they were going to be paying, if I'm not mistaken, like 1%.
Wow.
All right. And the reason why we did it was not for a business case. Right. At the end of the day, I don't know how many people are going to pay their taxes with crypto. But when they came to me, it was like, all right, yes, definitely, let's do it. Let's demonstrate that it is possible.
It can be done.
Right now, we're doing it for a couple companies in Bolivia and here in Panama that they want to receive payments with crypto.
Final question. When you look forward 5 years, tell us, where do you see Towerbank and crypto banking in Panama?
Wow. Look, 4 years ago, we were talking about a 10-year strategic plan. Now we're doing yearly strategic plans. To be able to know where we're going to be in the next 5 years, that's going to be very difficult. What I could say is we're all in with digital assets. Everything you do in the traditional banking world today, you will be able to do it with digital assets. That's our roadmap. And there's many, many things that I haven't discovered yet that I'm pretty sure we can do it with digital assets, and I'm learning every day. But this is the future. But apart from digital assets is AI. And we're heavily invested in AI as well.
Okay. Good to know. We are all in on AI too. We're big believers. Gabriel, thank you so much for joining us and for giving us a peek behind the curtain into how Towerbank is reshaping the future. Yeah, the Wizard of Oz of Bitcoin and crypto in Panama. It's so fascinating. And it's so inspiring to see a financial institution not just embrace crypto, but make it accessible, compliant, and practical for everyday users. For those of you listening or watching, if you'd like to learn more about Towerbank's crypto-friendly service or their innovative platform, ee-kee-hee, visit towerbank.com to visit how you can do that. We're going to put the link below and in the show notes. Until next time, keep staying curious and bring your crypto to Panama. Thanks for joining us.
No, thank you for having me.
Cheers.